Brother Mike mentioned to me about reading the document that we, as deacons and pastor, have been working on for some time, and thought it might help to provide more transparency for everyone listening that's wondering about what time we're going to attempt to get back to some sort of normal. So I will just now be reading that document. In an attempt to further open the lines of communication between the deacons and the congregation of Fulton Bridge Baptist Church, we want to update you on some of the things we have been praying over and considering as we move forward. As we all know, the Safer at Home orders began in mid-March, and we have not met inside the church building normally since then. Because of this, we've been meeting virtually by way of YouTube or in the parking lot with the cars while listening to the message on the radio, or while live streaming on computers at home. We're very blessed to have this technology available and have someone available who can use the technology and provide these methods of worship, even though we have not been able to have a normal worship inside the church building. We've prayed without ceasing, had many discussions and several meetings, sought information from multiple sources, and moved forward desiring to honor the Lord while seeking His wisdom to lead Fulton Bridge Baptist Church. As you probably know, we began to have a limited amount of people inside the sanctuary on September the 20th. When we opened up the first phase of in-house worship, we stated it was only the beginning and an opportunity to work out details in a safe manner, and that we would be working to maximize occupancy while monitoring the status of the instructions from the state and locally. This Sunday, November the 8th, 2020, we will have our annual Veterans Day service. Though it will be different than years past, we've been discussing for several weeks for this day to be the next phase of increased occupancy for in-house worship due to the higher number of requests. But still, we want to stay within the guidelines. For those who may not know, the church purchased a sanitizing machine to make sure the church is as virus-free as possible when we began the first phase of in-house worship. And we're considering an additional one as we continue to maximize the occupancy and worship opportunities. We're planning to remove the reservation requirement November the 15th, with an increased number of available seating that still meet the guidelines. Doing this will mean that occupancy will be on a first-come basis with entry from the side doors. There will be more details coming soon as we make progress toward this goal. The service time will remain at 9 a.m. We're also working to get Sunday school reinstated in some form. However, it will be different as we try to maintain social distancing and still have classes for all age groups. There are other options that we're discussing as well, so please be patient with us, as it takes time to get plans in place and implemented. Also, be praying as we expect an update from the governor and the Alabama Department of Public Health this week. Just a reminder to protect yourself and others, please wear a mask and practice social distancing while in the sanctuary. This protects you and the pastor who will be preaching without a mask. Be aware that the return air from the air conditioning units circulates directly back toward the pulpit. If the virus is in the air in the sanctuary, it will be drawn directly toward the pastor, and he without a mask. We know that people are anxious to get back into the sanctuary as soon as possible, and we are as well. However, there are things to consider before we can do that. Some have mentioned that people are going out to eat, going to places of entertainment, on vacation. That's true. Some are. But Fulton Bridge Baptist Church is not liable for those things. What we're responsible for is making sure we provide a space for worship that is as safe as possible. If we violate the Safer at Home executive orders and someone were to get sick while at church, they could then sue the church for not providing a safe environment. It might seem that the pastor and deacons are not doing anything to get us back into the building in a normal manner. However, rest assured, the pastor and deacons are trying diligently to accomplish that, while maintaining a safe environment and adhering to the Safer at Home guidelines. Thank you for listening to this, and just keep tuned with us and as we move and try to get as close to normal as we can, considering what we're facing. Thank you. May God bless.